What's up? It's Jad T. Jones, and today we're in Greece. That's why I'm at the beach. Excuse the sunglasses, but the sun is really low in the morning, so it's really going to be in my eyes, so that's why I'm going to wear my sunglasses. So what I want to talk to you about today is attaining that peace inside of you where you get to the point where you know that you can get a woman. Alright, so some guys ask me, hey Jad, how does it feel right now, now that you know you can get women? Or they ask me, hey Jad, right now, are you at the point where you feel like you can get a woman no matter what, and you don't have to worry about this part of your life anymore? And my answer to that is yes. I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable enough with my skills that if I ever find myself single and I want to have want to get a woman, I believe I can. I'm confident in my abilities. And so that's where every man wants to get himself. You want to get yourself to that point where you're no longer insecure about being single. You're no longer afraid of ending up alone or being, as they say, forever alone. So you want to get your abilities up to that point where you have peace, where you can sleep at night, sleep well at night, where you can walk into a social situation or just walk around and just know that, hey, if I want a woman in my life, I can get one. If I want women in my life, I can make that happen. I can generate that abundance in that area of my life. And I think it's very important for every man to develop that skill within him, because if you don't have that, if you don't have that belief in yourself, if you don't have that peace inside of you, you're always going to have that insecurity around women. You're always going to be scared. In your relationships, you're always going to be maybe a bit needy because you're going to be afraid that if you lose this one, you can't get another one. So after many years, and this thing takes years, alright, so don't expect any shortcuts. But after many years of practice, of study, of being in different relationships, of dating different kinds of women, seeing what I like, what I don't like, after learning from each experience, finally I've attained that peace. And that's the peace that I wish for you. Okay, what I wish for you is that one day you don't need to go online and seek dating advice. You don't need to read any books. You don't need to take any courses. I want you to get to that point where you wake up every day, and whether you're practicing or not, you just know that, hey, my abilities, my skills are up to the level they need to be, where I can create abundance in this area of my life, where I can get a woman if I want a woman. If I get a divorce or a breakup or whatever, yeah, it'll be tough, yeah, it'll be heartbreaking and all that stuff, but I have the confidence that I'll get over it, right? I'll move on, I'll be able to handle that. So that's what I want for you. One thing I want to make clear is that no man ever has women completely figured out, alright? No man. So have realistic expectations, okay? Don't be a perfectionist where you're constantly looking for more and more and more and you're not satisfied. At some point, your skills need to be good enough. They don't need to be perfect. So keep that in mind. Just get your skills up to the part where they're good enough, and don't become too obsessed with this part of your life where it's a never-ending seeking, where you're seeking for 10 years, for example. Man, you just got to go out and make mistakes, all right? You got to go out, you got to make mistakes, you got to date some girls, you got to try different kinds of women. Sometimes you don't know what you like until after you tried a few different types of women. So be open as well. Don't be too strict. I'm seeing a lot of guys telling me, hey Jad, I'm only going to date perfect 10s. I'm only going to date women who are super physically attractive and all this stuff. That's if you're not even good with women, and then you're putting up these standards, what you're doing is you're setting limitations. You're setting limitations and you're making it harder for yourself. And also, the only way you're really going to know what kind of women you like is if you go out there and you try. All right? Take this from women. I took this from women. Women date so many different kinds of guys. Women go on so many kinds of dates. Women will date such a huge different variety of guys. One day you'll see her with the executive, the next day you'll see her with, let's say, a mechanic, the mechanic type. Maybe the next day you'll see her with a bad boy. Not next day, but she'll date the bad boy for a while. Then the next time she's dating this responsible, nice guy. So women will try all these different kinds of men, and through that discovery process, they'll figure out, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. So you need to take the same kind of approach. You need to be flexible, and you need to understand that sometimes, we think we know what we want, but until we go out there and try and experience it, you can't be 100% sure. So go out there, go out with different kinds of women, lift those limitations, and just be a little more flexible. Peace comes with experience. So you behind your computer accumulating more theory endlessly is not going to give you peace. What's going to give you peace is to go out there, make mistakes, date many women, be in relationships, get your heart broken, maybe break a few hearts by accident because you made a mistake and you were an asshole by mistake. That happens too. All right? I've hurt some girls in the process, not on purpose, but just because of lack of experience. So you're gonna, you gotta go out there, you gotta make some mistakes. This generation of men coming up is relying too heavily on theoretical. All right, Jad T. Jones knows all the answers, so let's just watch him instead of going out and making mistakes. No, getting theory is smart because you're shortcutting your success. But if you don't match that theory with real world experience, and you don't go out there and you make mistakes, you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. You can't cheat. You can't cheat life. You can't get the theory and skip the mistakes and all that struggle. You got to go out there. You got to get rejected. You got to get your heart broken. You got to make mistakes. That's the only way you're going to really learn. All right? Theoretical knowledge is good up to a point. After that, it doesn't help you. For most of you, I think you have enough theory in your heads to do a lot with for maybe a year or two or even 3. So go out there and start applying it. Go out there, make mistakes, and then come back and let me know, hey Jad, I made these mistakes, I made those mistakes, I got my heart broken. That's what a man does. A man needs to go out there and he needs to go and put himself out into the world. Alright? Go out and bounce yourself off the world, get some feedback, and that's how you really learn. So if you want peace with women, if you want a peace of mind that you can create that abundance in your life, it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to require some mistakes, and you just got to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there, because in the end of the day, the peace you get in return is well worth it, brother. Well worth it. Alright, so this is Jad T. Jones saying peace from Greece.